Just realized my mic is muted. Alright, whatever. We'll just start from the top, I guess. So we got 1-1-1. So what I was showing there before is that 1-1-1 is completely unsafe. The first hit is negative, but it's like safe. And that's not the part that I'm talking about. But if you do 1-1, that's net 15. So if we go practice, punish, and then we're gonna set our own punish. I'll have a back to 2 in there. Whatever, we have to record it. So if I do a 2, I have to make it that he doesn't interrupt. So if I do 1-1, I get hit by that. If I do a 1-1-1, so the only difference between the second hit and the third hit is it's just one more negative. It's one more disadvantage. So the second hit of G Clef Cannon, which is this move, it's negative 15 and you can be launched for it. And then the third hit is negative 16. So if a bear is doing this, they're launch punishable. This isn't safe. And like in a game, you can know that like this whole thing is launch punishable. And you could know, okay, if he does the third hit, I can launch him. But you can launch him for doing that too. You know what I mean? Like, that's not safe at all. The one thing about it is, you have to time it correctly. Like, you have to. You have no choice. Since the bears do so much damage, you can't afford to get hit by stray counter hits. So, for example, if you try to interrupt 1-1-1, you just get launched, right? And they do whatever they want. And that goes for all parts of it. Whether you wait for the second hits, you have to wait for the last hit to come out to do something about it. And what I mean by last, I'm not talking about the third. I mean, you have to wait for them to be done before you can do anything. Otherwise, you're gonna get hit. And that's sort of the mind game of like, oh, is he doing the 3? Okay, so far he's been doing the 2. Now I'm going to interrupt. but then they're gonna go, okay, I'm doing the 3 now, and then you get hit by it. So they could be playing that mind game, but if you notice that they're just doing this, you can at least get a 14 frame like punish in there. Something else that I was looking at while I was muted that you might have noticed was that I was having it get hit first and then block everything afterwards. So that doesn't seem right. Oh, okay, that's what's happening. I was so confused. So as you can see, I have it block after I hit it. So it's gonna block as soon as possible. The first hit hits, the second 2 are blocked. Right. And of course, that means you can afford to get hit by the first one, hold back, and recover in time. The problem is that if you get hit by the second hit, you can't block. If you get hit by that, it's already over. You're already launched. And when we're talking about this, assume that it's guess for game. Like one more combo and you're dead. Especially with the bears, because they can do so much damage. You might as well assume that in this, every combo or every opening you get that causes a launch is like death. Alright? So you get hit by the second part, you're dead. You get hit by the third part, it's obviously gonna launch you. There's no question about that. Alright, that's the part that launches. Okay. But something interesting is, even though you can't get locked into the combo if you get hit by the first one, right? Like you're able to block. If it's a counter hit, you get the full strength. See? He gets the block. Counter hit, he's launched. And then even 4 breaks if they're on the floor already. Let's see, practice. We'll have them on standing block. Turn that off. We got 1-2 called Angry Lumberjack. So -5 comes off the 10 frame jab. Oh, that's something I forgot to mention with this one. I know I'm so bad at this, but this is off the 1 button, the 10 frame jab button. And if you counter hit it, hold on. If you counter hit the first hit of your 10 frame jab, you get the full combo. Meaning if you have let me see. We're gonna make him block. So any move that you do that makes the opponent crouch, obviously it puts them in crouch state. So if it puts them in crouch state, it makes them have to do a while rising move to respond. So like it swaps their moveset options from standing to while rising. It basically forces them into a different stance. And I'm trying to find a move No. What I'm trying to do is find a move that forces them into crouch state so I can show you. But the point is, when they're in crouch state, they're not holding down, right? They're going to be holding back, and you force them into crouch state with your move. So the character is automatically going to stand back up. But while they're doing that, they can't mash any buttons, or they're just going to get a Wild Rising move. The fastest move from Wild Rising is 11 frames, meaning this 10 frame jab beats them if they try to like press, right? Because you're just going to get there faster. Meaning, if you have a move that forces crouch, and then you just do 1-1-1, you can launch them. So it's a situation where they're force crouch, you can't respond. Force crouch, you can't respond. Force crouch, you can't respond. And if you try to respond, remember on counter hit, you get the full string, and you launch them, and they die. We got Angry Lumberjack 1-2. Has pretty far range. And since it's tied to the 1, it's like you can throw this out here and not really be punished for it. It's just a 10 frame move, not much recovery behind it. Then you can be out here doing chip damage. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but up top I have the health values in numbers instead of the bar. And it's doing chip damage. From what I can say, about 3. But is there an alternate? So like you can be out here just threatening 1-1, and they're not really prepared for it. They think, oh, he's just spamming it. I can, punish him for doing just 2. No, the second hit's 15. The second hit's launchable, and then you can just do that because they try to respond. You're gonna catch them, guaranteed. In fact, easy way to test that is punish. We're going to. Which one is this? All right. See? And you're plus 11. And of course, as you saw, it wall splats. And if we make it that standing, block all. See? I have him blocking after he gets hit the first time. You're able to get hit by the first hit and then block the second. But of course, if you counter hit, you get launched. And I want to preface this by saying I've never played this character. I have no clue about his moves. I've only glanced at his moves once before, never actually looked at it. The reason I knew that this was going to give you the whole string of counter hit is because of a concept of theming with a character. For example, Yoshimitsu is supposed to be people want to call him the joke character. I want to call him the oddball. He's the wild card. That's why he has moves and things that no one else does. Think about Raven and how weird Raven is. The weirder the character, I don't want to say the better tools, the more unique tools they give him. So if you think about Yoshimitsu, they gave him a 6-frame counter hit launcher, and right. So if we think about the Tekken 7 version, it was a 6-frame, not counter hit launcher. It was a 6-frame, just regular hit launcher. If he caught you, or counter hit, yeah, plus counter hit. If he caught you pressing into it, you got launched, right? He also has several unblockables, where you have to know that he's about to do it to stop him from doing it, right? Or you have to just back up, just keep dashing back so it whips. He's one of those characters where his entire game plan is to be elusive and to understand when you're gonna press, and that's why Yoshi doesn't have like good pokes. He doesn't have things that he can just continuously use as plus to like pressure you. He goes in and he guesses, and if he's wrong, then you launch him. Like for example, Flash. Flash is plus 15 on like it's just hard to punish. So if we do training mode defensive. Hold on, I was pressing the wrong button. So that is minus 14 because that's plus 14 for Yoshi because I hit him. But if Kuma was blocking, it would have said minus 15 for Yoshi. Because that move is launchable. If you see a Yoshi do this, he's launchable. Like he's just completely launchable. It's hard to do because of like how fast and like you have to visually recognize. But if you're prepared for Yoshi to like, let's say I've been doing this all game. So like I did the spin, spin, spin. You're waiting for me to flash. I flash. You can launch me. Right? His whole plan is like, okay, he's gonna press now. Or he's gonna like be crouching. Or you know what I mean? Like these tools are meant to like have a unique gameplay style. They're supposed to be like, he's the oddball, he's the wild card. That's why he has such weird stances. Like you're just not supposed to know what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? So going back to Kuma, the reason you can guess why that move is gonna work is because one, the first move of his move list on counter hit gives it to him. Two, he does tons of chip damage and tons of damage. So it's already scary to press against him because if you get launched, you basically die. He also has very good range. And this just feels like something you would use to just basically annoy the fuck out of someone. Just to keep up pressure. So it feels like everything he's given is to be aggressive. And if you give someone something aggressive, you want to make it that their pressure is like actually real. So giving him something that's like a 10 frame counter hit like launcher. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So of course they're gonna give him like a 10 frame counter hit launcher. Of course they're gonna give him like this sort of thing. It's sort of the idea of they're gonna build a character with like a certain play style in mind. Yoshi's elusive, Reina's aggressive. I'm not sure what Law's playstyle is because I haven't like I don't know. I don't even want to talk about Law. Fuck Law. Oh, and Lars is just to press buttons. I've never played Lars a day in my life, but I hate that man. I hate Lars and I hate Alyssa. All right, they were made for each other. I hate both of them. We got 2-1-2. So last hit of this is 14 frames. 14 frames negative, right? The first two hits are the only parts that's guaranteed when it's normal, but I'm trying to do this fast enough. Even on counter hit, the last hit isn't guaranteed. So, whoa, what was that? Why did he get launched there? Wait, does it enter me in the crouch? Yeah, it does. This move enters you in the crouch. There's no notation about it, but you can see his head ducks down, so he kind of like, because that's a While Rising 2 move. See, I'm doing While Rising 2. Maybe I should put on. I actually hate button commands because the screen's already so cluttered. What I'm going to do, actually, because I don't think I need it, is play your attack in first. And because I put that away, I'll show command history. Alright, so as you can see, when I do this, the only other button I'm pressing is 2. Alright, and then if I do a While Rising 2, it's the same motion, and I launch it. So this move, when you complete the string, when you do 2-1-2, he ducks his head down for a second and allows you to do a While Rising move. And that's extremely good. And it may not seem good, you may not understand why it's good, but it's good because to access While Rising moves, you have to crouch down. Meaning you have to press the button, release it, and then press the button you want to activate within that span of a window. Which is hard to do. Even though, like, sure, I'm doing it easily here, but you have to worry about, oh, is my opponent going to throw out a mid that kills me? So it's like, okay, what am I going to do? Now. And if you mess up the timing, you just throw out a regular hit, and maybe you get a counter hit and launch, right? So, like, you want to do this control, or you want to do this move, so you have to, like, do it precisely. If you just do this, right? Let's say you're just doing that, it enters it for you automatically. So in a situation where, I don't know, like that, you intentionally whiff a combo, or like you drop the end of a combo, so they end up right next to you. You can just finish the string and then do whatever While Rising move you want. You know what I mean? In fact, if it enters you into crouch, there's a way we can prove that it does. I mean, we already proved that it does. That's not the word I'm looking for. There's a way that we can show. We just need to make it after the third hit. After the third hit. I don't get it. What's going on? Oh, I have it on punish. Yeah, okay. Stand block. The problem is, since it's negative 14 on the last like block, I'm not gonna be able to like duck in time. The whole point was that if is there a high move that I have that's slow as fuck? I think there is. So hold on, we're gonna turn this off. So Yoshi has a high. Yeah, this is a high, right? We're gonna record again. He has a high tracking move. So the problem is the move is so slow. Like it ducks you underneath for a split second. So it only really works for someone who's gonna do a move that comes out almost instantly. So maybe I'm not doing it fast enough in the recording. We're gonna do it one more time and then I'm just gonna move on. But this is a high. What the fuck? Wait, can Kuma not duck highs? No, like hold on. Can Kuma not duck highs? Because that sounds almost like that doesn't sound real. That sounds game breaking because highs are balanced around them being duckable. So he can duck them. It's just that the stance leaves him so negative that ducking highs isn't really a benefit of it. Okay. So that move was called bear combo middle, so it hits middle. And then the next one is bear combo low, obviously because it hits low. So what I want to do is put him on stand blocking, because most people are going to be stand blocking. Go the first two hits. So both his 2 and his 1 are 10 frame moves, right? His 2 is the one that gives him +1 on block. So this is the one you jab with. Actually, it's the other way around. The 1 is the one that gives you +1 on block. I'm just looking at Yoshi's frame advantage, because that tells me whether or not I can launch it or not, because I'm the Yoshi player. So, this isn't too bad. And I wonder if you can, like, what's the wording for this? I think the way that you phrase it is option select. So I'm wondering if you can, quote unquote, option select this. Because the kick comes out very fast, but the other hit doesn't. So if I can record Yoshi to crouch block after the first 2 hits, so if you choose wrong, you get launched because it is a mix-up. But the question is it a true mix-up? First of all, it's only +13 on crouch block. For context, the fastest while rising move is 11 frames, right? And from my knowledge, Yoshi doesn't have a 13 frame punish from Raw Rising, so he has to settle for a Raw Rising 4. This becomes a problem when you're fighting someone like Jin, and he has like that down 2 that's annoying as fuck. And when you block it, even though that move could kill you if you don't, and like it's slow, so like, oh, this should be the punishable thing, you only get a Raw Rising 2 with Yoshi. You don't get to launch Jin for that. He just gets to like antagonize your ankles for free. And I know it's ironic for me to say that as a Yoshi player with the unblockable low, right? But the difference is the low is unblockable, but it's super slow. And if you know that Yoshi's going to do it and you commit to stopping him from doing it, which I know is like, you can commit the Jin to stop him from doing it. The difference is you get to combo the Yoshi for doing it. If the Yoshi's going to go for an unblockable and you launch him for it, he has poor poking. So if he goes, oh, okay, I can't do the unblockable or I want to get launched for it, he's just going to stop. He'll probably go like the bad breath. But again, when you see the animation, you could just crouch down. Because I have to show this. So like, everything that I'm learning about Yoshi, I want to like put out there just so everyone knows, so that he doesn't get nerfed too badly. That's the purest reason. I want everyone to understand how Yoshi works, so they could just go, oh, all I gotta do is just like lab him more, and then I won't have to complain. Because if he does bad breath, which is down back 1+2, he can only do bad breath or a backflip. So that means if you see him do this, just crouch. And if he lets go, stand back up. Because he can't do anything else. In fact, if he does this, you can pretty much backdash away. Oh, you might even, if you're good enough, you can Korean backdash, because like that split second of crouching may save you. So you just do this. He backs away, comes in, does this, you crouch, he backs away. Because there's no like, there's no clean transition. See how I can go into Kencho from that? I can't like bad breath. Like, there's no smooth transition. So if they're doing this, there's not going to be a surprise. They're raw inputting it. And I'm pretty sure the second you crouch, you're good. Just don't stand up too early. And the thing is, it takes a small step back. It's about reaching round start. So like a couple steps back, it doesn't hit you at all. Or you just crouch. And the thing is, even in a situation where he's doing this and you're crouched, just hit him. Like, I know it's scary, but the second you see him do this and you're up close, your neurons should activate and go, oh, that's free damage. And just, like, if you have like some like crouch walk moves, because I'm pretty sure this counts as him doing something, so you probably can counter hit him out of this. So Yoshi v Yoshi, I was fighting like another Yoshi friend of mine yesterday, and every time he did this, I just crouched, because I know there's nothing else he can do. There's no surprises. If he were to get anything else from this stance, I think that would be kind of crazy. Like if they made it that there was a mix up between a mid, like he had a what's the word for it? Like the unblockable, so you had to crouch because this is a high. Or he had something that was a mid that launched you. That would be insane. That would be crazy. And if they did give him an option in this like upset stomach stance, all right, it would have to be like such low damage that it's purely there to be like annoying, purely there just to be like, hey, caught you crouching again. So like, if they wanted to do it, they could probably do like Reina's grab because she has her like whole pressure sequence where she gets an unbreakable grab that does no damage at all, but simply enough is purely annoying to be like, hey, fight back, fight back. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want them to like add another because purely enough, I think having Yoshi's unblockables is fun, but you don't want to make them overpowered because then it's like when people bitch about it, they'll have like a valid reason to bitch. Like it actually is a problem. For example, this here is an unblockable. It comes out, I want to say like 30 something frames, right? You can visually confirm that this is unblockable and sidestep or a crouch because I think it's crouchable maybe. And that didn't look too crouchable. Let me go to display practice. It's not here. Whatever. But I think it is a mid. It could not be. The point is, it's slow enough that you can visually see it and go, "That's unblockable. That's clearly unblockable. I'm gonna move to the side." Right. It's also balanced by the fact that like if Yoshi whiffs this, by like you can sidestep, right? You get a free launch. Bad breath. Obviously, you know that the only attack in this stance is bad breath, which is duckable. So you just ignore it. Then there's like weird things like this. Just sidestep. There's the get up trap. Just don't get up. Like if you're on the ground and you see him do this, either you got up early and he hits you with it by surprise, right? Just roll to the side on get ups instead if he keeps hitting you with it. And if he's on top of you and you haven't got up yet, he does this. Just don't get up. And if it's a situation where it's like, oh, hold on, I'm trying to do it again. If it's a situation where it's like, yeah, he's doing this, but I stood up. What do I do? He's just there. Don't walk into him. Wait for him to be over and then launch him. Alright. There's this. That one's pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like that was kind of crazy. That one's genuinely fast. The thing is, I'm not sure how much damage it does. So if I go to practice settings, player health, we'll make it 20%. So that way we can see how much damage it does. And then after this, we'll stop talking about Yoshi. The reason I bring up Yoshi so much is because Yoshi is my main, so he's how I view the world of like Tekken. That's how I have like an understanding of like how things function. So we do Kencho. Oh, I actually have to have my sword out. Okay, that's kind of crazy. It does like 20 something damage, which is a decent amount of damage. It's not insane, but that is like enough to be like, okay, round, you did something negative. I did 2-2. I'm trying to do it correctly. Why am I so bad at this? Yeah, I do like 2-2 into Kencho until unblockable. You're at the wall. You can't back up. You die. Because the thing is, when you do 2-2, it knocks them down. So if you're in the open space like this, right, most people are gonna get up, holding back. The second you do this, it whips. So if you're at the wall, you're dead because there's no more backing up. But if you're in this open space and you get up and you just hold back, you won't get hit by it. So if you know a Yoshi is doing 2-2 Tencho and he keeps doing the unblockable, one, just back up. And two, it's most likely steppable. Most likely. Because it is still an unblockable, it is still pretty slow. Just to clear up this, you can hop knee this. You can launch this. Alright? You can back up from this. You can power like crush this if it's fast enough. Right? Let's say it's off a heat engager, I'm running in, you're guessing for your game, and I crouch. Obviously I could do that, that's a mix up. Obviously I can do that, right? Obviously, right? I can even just not even do the unblockable low. I could do a round rising. Obviously. But if you think I'm gonna do the unblockable low and you don't want to back up, just hop me. If you're very concerned about that being a possibility of like, oh, is he really gonna do it or am I gonna get launched? Just dick jab. And the problem with dick jabbing, actually, I don't quite like dick jabbing when it comes to dealing with Yoshimitsu's unblockable. And I mean that for everyone. Like literally, I mean this for everyone. Like as a way for everyone to deal with this. This is bad because it has short range, and if Yoshimitsu is just an inch out of that range, you get launched anyway, and it feels like shit. If you have, so the unblockable is 26 frames, I want to say. 26. So if you have anything, because remember, it's an unblockable. You don't have to care about crouching. You don't have to care. You don't have to crouch. You don't have, like, it doesn't matter which stance you're in. So to option select whether or not it's going to be the fucking unblockable, you could back up because it has bad range, because that's part of the balance. It should have bad range. It should be a tool of like, I'm in front of you, this is an option now. Alright. Alright. Here it hits, but like here, it whips. That's good. It's good, okay? If you can't back up, just do like a fast poke that throws out. It should be a mid poke. Don't do highs, because he's crouching, remember? So, for example, Yoshimitsu's would be like down forward 4 is a mid. It's 12 frames. This is perfect for countering other Yoshis, running in, trying to do their unblockable. The thing is, you have to be ready immediately. He's running in, boop, boop, boop. No. Boop, boop, boop. No. And you're like, oh, but like, it's a mix-up. So, he could like, hop knee me. That's why you're doing a mid. The hop knee is 15 frames. Alright? But he could do like the crouch walk forward, which on counter hit like no trips me. Well, 1, I'm pretty sure this is slow. 2, that's why you want to pick something with range. And if that's not the case, because like the thing is, the reason I'm choosing this move specifically is because it's a mid with a decent reach. It's fast at 12 frames. It's just 2 frames off from being a dash. This has great reach, and it doesn't give up your turn. Right? So like, you can spam this out of, like, you can spam this and stop them. For the Bears, theirs is gonna be, I'm not sure, but like, if you think Yoshi's about to do some bullshit with some unblockables, like, this is 18 frames too slow. Like, obviously it's faster, but of course, This could work to stop it if you purely think he's just gonna do the unblockable. You can just do it, whatever. But you want something fast enough that like, oh shit, I'm messing up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, something's happening. Like 22 frames is a tight window. And the point, actually, 22 frames is perfect for this move because it's an armored. It's an armored attack. Because here's the deal. He's running in, right? He's running in. Just spam power crush. Eventually, he's gonna run in and grab you. And if you know how to break grabs, congratulations. You've countered the setup. Alright, now of course he can come in and do like Kensho down one. He could swap out the grab he's using. He could just play Tekken. But when it comes to the unblockable low, it's beatable. Because you can just back up, which beats a bunch of the options he would have to stop you except for grab. And then you're playing the grab game. Or he can just do Kensho into like whatever Kensho bullshit to try to do like a low, maybe. The thing is, I think the Kensho low is like reactable almost. I've seen people react to the Kensho low. So that's definitely possible. I forgot why I brought all that up in the first place. Because I just want to make sure that like, people realize that it's not unbeatable and that it's not overpowered. You know what I mean? Like it's not impossible to defeat. And I just don't want to see like Yoshi overly nerfed to where this shit isn't really fun to use anymore. Because running in and hitting an unblockable blow is fun, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got you. But I want to see more people start like hopping. You know what I mean? Like I want to see them like even this is perfect because since it has bad range, the only thing there is the bear's like back leg. So it's evasive to low. It's going to like the unblockable is gonna miss his leg, and you hop them. It's a 16 frame like hopping. The 16 frames is way faster than, you know, effects. I'm just gonna show it because it's bear related. Did I not record? That's actually embarrassing. We're gonna start recording. Yeah. Watch. Okay. In fact, if we just wait for like the first hint. Yep. Actually, I'm gonna do it a different way because this is disingenuous, as in like we're gonna do it that way. See? See? Okay, now the backup part, I think they need to make it. I think they nerfed the. But yeah, you have to have your backdashes on point. I also think what you can do is there's a way you can step. I know there is. So he's coming in. It's like hard to step. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think which the direction you have to step. Cause I think it's like yeah. So you don't back up. You don't back up when you step. You simply let him hit you. Come on, hit me. You let him hit you, let him run up, and then you sidewalk. But you have to like do it perfectly, I think. And then you just do whatever you want. Why did he pause there for? You just have to like do the steps properly. So you can step it. Hell, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. you can even for shits and giggles just dump it. Just dump it, come down and grab. You know what I mean? But that's enough of that, because that's annoying as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. The noises, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, that's what we're talking about. That is my bad. So, let's actually go back to defense. So I can record something. Because what I want to record is... It's... The first two hits are like a high mid, I think, or two mids. And then the mix-up is between the mid and the low. So if I can crouch and then get back up, here's the question. So it's going to be like back, down, up, finish. What? Why would... That's terrible. that's fucking terrible. What I'm trying to find out is the only way to find out is if I swap to a bear. That's the only way. I'm not gonna lie, and it's gonna suck, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna do confirm. Again, the reason I normally have Yoshimitsu is because I know his frame data better than anybody else's. So we're going to go into practice, defense, and then we're going to record both the strings. We actually don't have to. We can just have them pick it. So select and move list. There. So we're just going to make them play it. Yeah. So I guess it's like a micro dot. Yeah. This is perfectly defendable. You just crouch for like a second. I'm not reacting to it. I'm simply pressing down for like a split second, and if nothing comes, I just release. And I'm reacting to like him bringing his arm back. You can see he brings his arm back when he's about to do the swing upwards. Otherwise, I'm like holding down. Not even holding down, I'm pressing down. You see that, how bad the range was there? Obviously, it takes some practice, but so yeah, like, it's definitely possible to perfectly defend this if you have the practice, if you have the hours. But you have to time it correctly, otherwise you get launched. See? The hardest part is returning to like standing guard. Like I'm choosing to like focus on the down, and then like so the default is the low block. You default to the low block because you can always see if the mid is coming. See? Like it's slow enough to where you can see it coming. So if you have to choose between a mix-up between the low and the mid, choose the low. Because you'll see the arm come back. And it's easier because you don't have to hold back the block. See? You can see the arm physically come back. The problem is if you're too slow on reaction to like hold back, you're not gonna be blocking the time. And you can't just release the low and think it's gonna block for you. You have to hold back. You have to do it quickly enough. Well, that's enough of that. So you would want to go in there and practice those moves specifically, which is 1-2-1 and 1-2-3. You would want to like practice the timing for it because it is a bit what's the word for it? It's tight, yes, but at the same time, it's very doable. Because me, I have terrible reactions, and I'm actually very bad at this too. It's very doable. On top of that, specifically, the low part comes out immediately. So like, if you don't get hit by a low, just hold back. Like if we turn this one on, it's immediate. You're not gonna get hit by this. And then you can just get your punish in. And if we just up the ante, see? Like you have to be locked in like a lot. Like you have to pay attention to that back arm. Of course his fucking like T-Rex leg, well, I was gonna say T-Rex legs. His little baby legs can't reach to punish the mid. But when you do the low, it's close enough. It's a counter hit? I don't know why he got knocked back. Anyway, you get the point. Alright, we got Demon Breath, a Heat Engager. It's 13 frames. And I explained this in the Raven stream that I did, but the number you have for your Heat Engager is the number you have for launch punishable. Obviously, it depends on the range of the move, but you have to think of it as a situation where if I have Heat active and he like does a stupid move, for example, let's say it's Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu's Hopney is 13 frames. If I see the Hopney and I visually can confirm, hey, this is a Hockney, this is 13 frames, this is punishable in my situation by heat engager, you get a combo. But for both Yoshimitsu and Raven, their heat engagers are 14 frames. Or like 14 frame, their main ones, right? For Yoshimitsu, which back to 2 is 14 frames, right? For Raven, he has like one that's just like 1 plus 2 is his 14 frame heat engager. Kuma has a 13 frame heat engager, meaning he can punish anything that while he's standing with a heat dash. Anything negative 13 above, he can heat dash for it. But of course, is a free combo. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because 13 is an impressive number. Because there's a lot of things that are very awkward to punish because they're 13 frames. Like we have 10 frame punishes, which is extremely tight. That's just jabs. That's like you're on the ball, like you're focused, you're locked in. There's 11 frame, that's still you're locked in. 12 frames, like you're still having to focus on the move. You have to recognize the move is coming and do something about it. 13 frames is a point where it's like you don't have anything beefy you can punish this with, so you have to go back to the earlier options of, like, for example, Yoshimitsu 1-1, or for Raven is 4-1, right? Those moves essentially progress your game state by putting you into a stance and reset a situation into, like, your favor because you got the punish. So it allows you to, like, it's not only your turn, but it's assisting you. You have some momentum now. Being able to punish 14 frame moves with a launcher because you have, heat, nice, right? Free combo. Being able to punish 14 frames and 13 frame moves with a launcher is even better because one, it opens up the range of moves that people can't use against you. So it restricts them more. Obviously, you have to have the knowledge of which moves are like 14 and 13 frames, whatever. But like, for example, Law, a bunch of his moves are negative 14. So Yoshi, when Yoshi knows the matchup, can essentially get a heat engager and then a heat burst if Law does anything stupid. I mean, a heat dash if Law does anything stupid. The bear has that same access, but wider. And this has actually pretty good range. Like, it hits from here. Apparently, it doesn't want to fucking hit the bear. But with Yoshi, it was hitting. For Yoshi's hitbox, it was actually hitting. And the reason it's not hitting, most likely, is because the bears have a weird hitbox. So I'm not going to show the hitbox because I don't know how the fuck I would do that. But like, even here, you can see their heads are inside of one another. On block, it's plus 13. So in a mirror match with another bear, if they do their heat engager, you can just do it back. Like, see? You can just do it back. Also, 13 frames startup is insanely fast. So, in the range of things with like 10 being the fastest frames of, a generic move, 15 is kind of like the point of like the far end of like the basic toolkits, where it's just like, if it's 15 frames, that's gonna launch someone. It's used to launch them. It's a launching punish, blah blah blah. If it's beyond that, it has like some utility or some tool or like there's some strength to it. But the basic toolkit is from 10 to 15. Right? Obviously, like 16, 17, 18, that stuff is useful. But from 10 to 15 is where like all the like basic useful things are. This being 13 is fast. Meaning off, like, you say we have him stop blocking. You're +8 off of a jab. The heat engager is 13 frames. So the fastest they can respond is 18 frames. You can jab heat engager. Like if you know that like you're doing this, right, and then you hit them, they can't do anything. If they press, once you've confirmed, like once you've got this hit, and they're trying to match, and you know they match, you can just, well, I was gonna try to heat dash, but you get the point. You're just faster than them. Okay, what about a situation when like, let's say, launch. Here you're +1, so the fastest they can respond is 11, right? Just, you know, +1, +1, +1, +1. That's what's annoying. They try to duck, like you hit them with whatever mid you want, right? In fact, no, that's +7. That's too much advantage. Nope. I'm trying to find like a even a situation like this where you're +6, you still beat them. Like on hit, they can't respond because you can just do a heat engager. And I'm trying to find a situation on block. Like if you're, what's a move that's plus on block? Because I know he has one. I just can't seem to find it. Because like what? Obviously this isn't +1 isn't enough to make the 13 from heat engager guaranteed, like mathematically. But the fastest they can respond is 11 frames. If they choose anything slower than 10 frames or 11 frames, they lose. Because if you have an 11 frame move, +1, I mean, no, anything slower than 0. So if you have a 12 frame move, and I'm +1 off on block, when I do my 13 frame, we're gonna trade. So let's turn on punish. And I need to find what's a 12 frame move for the bear. I can't think of anything. I'll have to go back to Yoshi to be able to test that. But I would assume that it would trade, obviously it would trade. But like, the question is, will it heat engage? If it does, then that's hilarious. If it doesn't, they probably go flying anyway. So I'm going to go back to quick select and choose Yoshi because I actually want the answer to this.
Get ready for the next battle.
That was not as long as I thought it would be. The practice options, punish, and then we're just gonna do Yoshi's 12 frame. That's not it. That's his 12 frame. Let's set the punish. He's doing it, alright? So what we're gonna do, the problem is that when I do it, oh, okay. So maybe +1, I'm just gonna do it. So it trades, it doesn't, hold on. All right, I'm back. So it doesn't heat engage, but it trades. Um, it also gives me plus 20, so I get the run in, so I get the pressure again. So in that situation, if they choose anything slower than 12 frames, they can't really respond because you'll just kind of you just do this, and eventually you're just gonna do it on block, and you're gonna be minus 13, and they get like their 13 frame punish, which depending on the person or depending on the character could be death. Like if it's another Kuma, of course you could die. You just die. That's like at like the top level where everyone knows the frame data. They know exactly what the setups are, everything. Down here at the peasantry level where we barely know how to play the game, like people are people are letting you do this all day, and then they'll lab like a couple of times, learn that the last hit is launchable. And by lab, I mean they go to like replay mode. And I'm not saying that as like a diss either. I go to replay mode because I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like going through looking through the move list. Alright. So we have hunting stance, which is 3+4. Obviously, this stance has a bunch of moves in it. There's gonna be a section where we go over the hunting stance, and that's not right now. So we have Wild Lumberjack, which is 4-2-1. This move. So the first part of this is 13, which for Yoshimitsu, because I want to keep it in context of like my main, what that means for Yoshimitsu is off plus 13, obviously it's his turn. He can do 1-1, 2-2, he can do down forward 1-4. And if you never played Yoshi, this sounds like nothing. But what most likely is gonna happen is that Yoshi's just gonna do 1-1 to just get his confirm in, get his damage in. It's gonna be fine for him. When he's comfortable, he's probably gonna do 2-2 to knock you down into a plus 15 mix-up into Kento stance. Right? And then he's gonna do whatever Kento move. So in that situation, you've lost your turn. You've taken a decent amount of damage from the Yoshi punish. Alright. And on top of that, Yoshi now gets a mix-up. And it's not unique to Yoshi that when you punish something, you get a mix-up. For example, Raven, when he punishes anything like negative 12 plus with 4-1, he goes in the back turn stance and he gets like plus 7. He's plus 7 off of it. So he gets to like do whatever mix up he wants from, I don't want to say whatever, but obviously it's just a mix. Like you can't really, I don't want to say you can't press, but I don't think you can press out of the options. And if you are continuously pressing, he's just gonna like parry you too, because he's in back turn. So this first part, there's like no reason to just do this first part. The problem is, I'm pretty sure this second hit as a balancer, because you're not gonna finish this first part. You're not just gonna keep doing 4-2. So you're going to do the second part. And every move has a gimmick. Every move has a balance. So see how high that hits? Like it's on the top of the head? That's most likely high. So we're gonna do crouch. Yeah. This is death. This is death, bro. In fact, we're gonna do punish. I'm gonna show a very specific example with Yoshimitsu. No, we're gonna do the full combo. We'll turn off the jab for now. Okay. So he's gonna do it, and then we're going to. Actually, it's just too slow. It's too slow to do that. Maybe my execution is off. We'll try that, see if that works. But it just might be too slow. Bad breath is a slow stance, guys. I want you to realize that, so it doesn't get nerfed. What? I don't know. We're just gonna start over. Actually, we gotta record that again. I messed up. Alright. So that should be fine. Then we're gonna do. And even better yet, for Yoshi. It's just too slow. We're gonna do it one more time because I think I was slow on it. Can't do that either. Alright, this is gonna be the last one. This is the last attempt. Yeah. Hell, I know I said this is gonna be the last one, but actually, this is gonna be the last one. No, that's not what I meant to do. Because you can flash from crouch. And what that means actually is, whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't mean to do that. I think I did that wrong. Let's record again. Hopefully that was fast enough. So what that should look like is, if you're fast enough, nah, because it's 14 frames, so it's not gonna fit inside, so you still have to stand up. That's unfortunate. It would look like this. Nope, I messed that up. Actually, hold on. Go to again. So that should technically work. Because you don't actually have to stand up. Because the flash immediately sets you to standing. I'm not sure why that doesn't work. Anyway. So yeah, it's balanced around the fact that it's a high. So if you ever see this part, just know you can duck the second hit. And if the person doesn't finish it, that just means, you know, they're punishable. Let's turn that off. We have Bear Claw cross, which is forward 1+2, 1+2. So the first part is plus 15. So the way that they decided to balance the bears out is by making everything they do so unsafe. They made it all so unsafe. Like, this first part is launch punishable, but you can't interrupt with anything because you'll just like get launched for it. So we have him. We have Yoshi to jab. If he tries to jab, he just gets launched, and obviously, you know, the bears do a bunch of damage. So you have to respect. You have to respect them. You can't disrespect the frame. You have to wait for them to complete their strength. Problem is, if you're used to them doing the full strength, because you have to respect it. If they just do this, and you're not, like, you don't mentally catch on that they didn't finish, the frame window to punish them is over. So they're just doing this, they're just doing this, blah blah blah. Not the last part, but they're just like doing the moves, and then randomly they just decide, I'm not gonna finish the string. Sure, they were launch punishable, but you have to settle for just a regular jab. You just have to settle for something like suboptimal, and you're most likely just gonna like land on a block. You have to be ready for it. We have shape up kick. In fact, hold on. I want to see something. Stand. Block ball. This is a hard knockdown on hit. It's 18 frame startup. Hard knockdown on hit. It's clearly a mid. And I'm bringing this up because 18 frames is unreactable. Meaning someone isn't going to see this and go, yeah, I know exactly what he's doing. It's just, oh, I'm hit. Or like, oh, I need to block. So on block, this is launch punishable, yes. But in a situation where it's like, what is he about to do? Is he about to be a mid, or is this gonna be? I'm gonna think since the first hit itself knocks you down. So it actually doesn't. That's. That's kind of hilarious. So it just gives you plus 18 on regular hits. If you just hit it normal, you're plus 18. Rage Art is 20 for perspective, but since you can't seem to, there has to be like a way to pick them up. I don't know. Maybe you just let you go into stance. I'm considered airborne there. That's weird. I'm not sure what this would be quite used for. Maybe it's like for at the wall. Like you hit them so you have frame advantage. You can go for a mix-up? No, it doesn't wall splat. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what this would be used for. Maybe like a combo. Now that misses. Yeah, probably a combo. We got shape up kick, which is forward 3+4. This is the bullshit they be hitting us with, bro. This is the okay low. It's plus 6 on hit, 28 frames, but like the range is crazy. It's almost full screen. Meaning you can be safe out of jab range and hit this. The downside, if someone has labbed and someone has played a bunch of bears, they can recognize this move is coming and block it. Because you gotta remember, unblockables are like 20 something, like 29 frames, right? And people are very easily able to identify that they're coming or that they're unblockable. It's because, one, the character is like doing a motion while key charging at the same time. So in their brain, they go, that's an unblockable. How do I deal with that? Get off like the straight away. Like just move to the side. It's the same reason why when you're fighting Alyssa, Kazuya, Devil Jin, and they do their unblockable like lasers or like cannon or whatever, you're able to consistently see it coming is because it's such a unique animation. They become very colorful. And it's like, oh, okay, I just need to crouch. Even when they were like at full screen and you like just got knocked down, got thrown away, you're getting up, you're able to see it and go, oh, nah, none of that. So 30 frames, half a second is very reactable. It's so reactable that like, for context, Snake Edges, which is named after Brian's move, where it is able to avoid high mids and lows, is what I'm told. Like certain, like they'll miss, but the trade-off is how slow they are. If you can spot, there's times when I'm fighting a Brian and I'm ignoring everything else, and it's a bad habit. You shouldn't do that. But they were throwing out punches, they're throwing out stuff like that. I'm recognizing the string with like da-da-da, low kick, whatever. About to do like a hatchet kick, fine, whatever. Throwing a couple crouches here and there, see what happens. And then he'll go for the snake edge, and I'll block it in time. And of course, since I'm still new to this, I don't launch him the way I'm supposed to. But it does send across the message to the Brian, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't snake edge me. You can't snake edge me. And the problem is if you don't punish their snake edge, they're just gonna keep doing it, bro. Because they took no damage from it. They lost nothing. So you have to be able to punish whenever someone does like a snake edge specifically. A hell sweep is an unreactable like low sweep that knocks down through the combo. That's Mishima bullshit. But specifically snake edges that are very slow, like they're evasive, they knock down for combos. You always need to be able to punish those. Like 70 to 80% of the time, you should be able to spot and punish them, so that way they don't just randomly go for it. So you can eliminate it from like their mind of like, oh, I'm gonna run in and do this, because they already know that you're looking for it. This is slow enough where I think I could visually confirm that it's about to happen. In fact, I know you're probably tired of this happening already, but we're gonna swap back to the bear. We'll do Panda this time, because they have the same moveset anyway.
Get ready for the next battle.
And then we'll just have practice defense. Moveless. We'll do the moveless. Oh yeah, it's this one. What? So it's. Oh yeah, nah. This is terrible. We've made a grave mistake. I heard that Panda and Kuma were basically the same character. So I thought their move list would be exactly the same,
Get
but
ready
it's
for the
not.
next battle.
Even similar commands. So for like the move we were talking about was forward 3+4, which is shape up kick. Forward 3+4 for Panda is like a launching high. I what was that? I have no clue why it's even like that, bro. I was looking through that move list lost. Like, okay, now I'm just in a vortex, but it's -23 on block. Like it's slow enough that if someone's trained themselves to look for it, you're going to die every time for it. It's 23 unblocked too. So that's one of the situations where it's like they could legitimately mess up their input for punishing you and still get it. Like they could be slow and still punish. We have an extension part of it. We have shape up hip. So forward 3+4, 1+2, which is a bump, which takes a full second. But it leaves you negative when you do. Okay. So you're negative when you do this, so that you can't hurt them. I think. See how long it takes me to jump there? So I'm just gonna hold up. That's how long it takes you to recover from that move. So you aren't able to just attack immediately. It's no longer your turn. It's theirs. So after you do the bump, you want to like space yourself out so that they can't just immediately jab you because it isn't your turn. And then at that point you can just do your range shenanigans. The question is, can we have them block all? We want them to have block all. Wait, what am I trying to do? I know that sounds crazy to say what am I trying to do and you're watching, but because I want to see if we follow up with the bump, is there like can the person interrupt us? Because after they block that, they're gonna try to launch us. But will the bump stop them? The bump is 50 francs, so I would assume that you would get launched. So all we need to do is just see if the bump will. Alright, so that's just the regular, just center it. Still gets launched there. I guess what really matters is if you can just be launched at all. So I guess you would only confirm into the bump if you like hit in the first place. So if it gets blocked, you just don't try to do the bump at all. You just accept that. You just accept that you lost. We'll have him stop crouching. I want to see if you can hit confirm